Of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports.
Peterson takes off for a second.
Rundown.
Now the throw is going to come to the plate. It is going to be wide, and the Governors will steal one away. The throw was wide for the pitcher in Brooks, and the Governors steal the win.
It's time for Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Governor Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, True Green Camelon, Edward Jones Financial, Overhead Doors, Todd's Electric, Shane's Pharmacy, Jaeger, AGE, First Fidelity, and the State Farm Becky Potsuba Agency.
That one is launched to left field. Charlie Simpson, a 3-run shot. It's a 4-1 lead. His first of the year.
And by Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota. Oahe Federal Credit Union, Missouri River Dentistry, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, Agtegra, Farting Electric, Envirotech, and Kruger Climate Systems.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and there is your ball game. George Stallion will get the strikeout to finish off the game.
Governor Baseball is also brought to you by Stalkin Peterson LLP, Wagner Auto, the South Dakota Office of Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Gales Gas, First United Methodist Church, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, Beck Motor Company, and May Adam.
As Sun and Shine will launch this out to left field. That one's going back to the wall, and it got out, and it was a fair ball. It's a home run for Sun and Shine. A 3-run shots for Sun and Shine, his first varsity home run.
And by American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Lamb Motors, Bank West, CHS River Plains, Faith Lutheran Church, Graham Tire, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Venture Communications, and the American of Fort Pierre.
The 1-2 from Lineback. That one taken for strike 3, and that's the ball game. 9 strikeouts for Ridge Lineback. He goes the distance, allowing just 1 run, a 2-1 win for the Pierre Governors in game number 1.
And now, Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR.
It is opening day here in 2025 as the Pierre Governors will take on the Stevens Raiders in our first game, first doubleheader of the season, as they will open up this weekend here, their season this weekend, playing just this doubleheader. It was scheduled to be Pierre versus Stevens and then going out to Sturgis on Saturday against Sturgis and Rapid City Central, but because of the potential winter weather, which is more likely now, and the cold temperatures that are going to be happening, it is going to be this Pierre Governor team that is ready to go for here for just these 2 games. We'll try and get everything going here. We're trying to get back over onto, there we go. We should be good now back into the station as well here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports as the Pierre Governors taking on the Stevens Raiders, as it is the Govs looking after a 13-11 season last year. Now Scott Rowie will take over as the head coach. A new coaching staff comes in. The Stevens Raiders team at 20-6 on the season. They are coming in after getting to the state tournament last year, but they did not win that first round, but did go 20-6 and have a lot of guys coming back, and will be another good team again this year. They will throw Jackson Dial, who is one of the best in the state. Ridge Lineback, who got injured early part of the season. He will be the starting pitcher for the Governors in their first game as well. So it should be a good matchup between these 2 teams. And 2 aces on the mound for both these teams to start this season. We'll step aside. We'll come back after our first commercial break. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We'll return in 3 minutes.
Want technology solutions you can trust from a neighbor you know? Comtech, locally owned and serving Pierre and surrounding area since 2009, is dedicated to keeping your home, farm, and business connected and secure. We offer a full range of services, from audio and video, security, surveillance, and networking with expert installation and support. Visit our storefront, call us at 605-224-4066, or visit our website, comtechplus.com, to experience the Comtech difference. Comtech, your local technology experts.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at envirotechwaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
When life throws you a curveball, May Adam Law Firm in Pierre is here to help you knock it out of the park. For over 130 years, we've been providing trusted legal expertise in business, family law, criminal defense, and more. Proud sponsors of this season's baseball action, we're committed to serving our community, both on and off the field. Need legal advice? Step up to the plate with May Adam Law Firm. Visit mayadam.net or call today. May Adam, South Dakota's law firm since 1881.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back and get set for opening day between the Pierre Governors and the Stevens Raiders. John Winkler here with you on this Friday night. So we go through the starting lineups as they are going through the lineup cards right now at home plate. It will be for the Pierre Governors, Carter Shufflebind, the second baseman, that'll lead things off. Trevor Rounds, the center fielder, will bat second. Charlie Simpson, the catcher, will bat third. Dawson Getz, the shortstop, batting in the cleanup spot. Ridge Leinbach, the pitcher, batting fifth. J.J. Buckles, the first baseman, will bat sixth. Sunshine, the left fielder, batting seventh. Will Danberg will bat eighth and play right field, and Parker O'Brien rounds out the lineup, the third baseman for the Pierre Governors, as Ridge Leinbach will be on the mound for the Govs in our first game. For the Stevens Raiders, Ian Beer will lead things off. He's the third baseman. Mason Brooks will bat second and play first base. Jackson Dial, the starting pitcher, he'll bat third. Blake Olmstead, the shortstop, will be in the cleanup spot. Ethan Wilson, the center fielder, will bat fifth. Tegan Smith, the right fielder, batting sixth. Morgan De La Pena, the catcher, batting seventh. William Waddell, the second baseman, batting eighth. And Ty Vallette, the left fielder, batting ninth for the Raiders. And again, it is Jackson Dial that is on the mound, and we'll be talking about both those guys' numbers here in just a little bit, with both guys at different times having some injuries that they've had to deal with over the course of their high school career, but looking for some great years here, a great senior year here, especially for Ridge Leinbach for the Pierre Governors. We'll take one more break. When we come back, we've got the first pitch of opening day back in 3 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
You just got a quote.
You've been listening.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our number one priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre.
Swing for the fences with a great deal from Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. Whether you need a powerful truck, a fuel-efficient sedan, or a spacious SUV, they've got the perfect lineup to keep you on the road and in the game. Don't strike out. Stop by today or visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, where the best deals in town are always in play.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsabay and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
For over 60 years, Birding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Birding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Birding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684. Venture Communications has deep roots in rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important. and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
As we welcome you back, we are set for first pitch between the Pierre Governors and the Stevens Raiders. John Wickler with you, Jen Brazilius back at the station as it is rolling up to 6 o'clock Central Time at KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Jackson Dial is on the mound to open things up for the Stevens Raiders. And for Jackson Dial last year, as we look at his stats, 23 innings pitched in 6 games. He started 5 and went 4-1. An ERA for Dial of 2.13, a whip of under 1, .826, 9 walks, 48 strikeouts. Batting average against a 122, so he does not give up free passes very often. He doesn't allow you to get on base very often. He's got a lot more 1, 2, 3 innings than he does long innings or anything like that. He was very efficient, and he's Stevens' best. And as Coach Scott Rowley had said, talking to him before the game, it's our best against their best. Ridge Leimbach will get the start on the mound for the Governors on opening day, and Jackson Dial the same thing. There have been a couple of games that have played across the state. Sturgis, Rapid City Central at the time going into today, that was the only game that had played so far in between Class A South Dakota teams. Now, other teams in Sioux Falls and everywhere else have kind of played games. Stevens had not played a game yet until here now, but this is just I think the third South Dakota game that will be going for the record for all these teams. There was, I believe it was Harrisburg and Sturgis that were playing earlier, as they were. We'll try and check on that to make sure. It was, let's see, Sturgis was playing somebody. I have to go back and check that to give you the full rundown. But for the Governors, 13-11 last season, started off against this Rapid City Stevens team.
Let's make some noise for
and it was a
Let's get the season started.
Loss to the Stevens Raiders to open up the season. Just one game last year coming out here, as ended up being a 13-3 loss, and Jackson Dial threw 5 innings in that game when giving up 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 2 walks and 10 strikeouts. He threw 83 pitches. Carter Schuffelbein will be the first man to greet him as he steps to the plate, and we are just about set here for first pitch on this Friday evening. Glad you're with us here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Schuffelbein will dig in, and Jackson Dial delivers the first pitch of 2025, and it will be low for ball 1.
First pitch in there, ball 1 to Carter.
As it is a 6:02 Central Time start. Schuffelbein went 294 last spring. Had just 5 hits and 17 at-bats. As that one's fouled out of play, and the count is now 1-1. All 5 hits were singles. He got more at-bats as the summer went on for Post-8. He dealt with a little bit of an injury. George Stalley dealing with an injury. He is not available this weekend. And hoping that maybe he can give it a go next Friday against Harrisburg, but still dealing with that hamstring that they've been dealing with since football. Here's the 1-1. That one will be on the outside edge for a strike, and the count's 1-2. Here to Scheffelbein. Again, this is not a guy that's for Jackson Dial that's going to walk and miss. I believe it was a strike. Here's the 1-2 from Dial to Scheffelbein. That'll be taken. That is now for strike 2. So the 1-1 pitch was outside and not the strike call. It was outside. So the count's now 2-2 here to Scheffelbein. It'll be followed by Trevor Rounds, then Charlie Simpson. Dial comes and works from the stretch. He'll deliver the 2-2. That's a off-speed pitch, breaking ball that will miss high and inside, and the count is now 3-2 here to Scheffelbein. Full count on the first batter of the 2025 season. Dial delivers the 3-2. That's a chopper off the plate. It'll be fielded by Dial. His throw to first was almost too late, almost too much of a lob, but it will be a play to first to retire the first man.
Just in time for the out. That's out number 1.
And there is one down here in the top of the first inning.
Rounds.
As we go around the horn defensively for this Stevens Raiders team, Ty Vallette is out at left. Ethan Wilson is in center. Tegan Smith will be in right field. And around the infield, Ian Beer at third, Blake Olmsted at short, William Waddell at second, Mason Brooks at first, Morgan De La Pena behind the plates as Dial delivers the first pitch low and away for ball 1 here to Trevor Rounds. Rounds last season just had 2 at-bats, went 1 for 2 with the double. Again, had a few more at-bats as the summer went on as well for Post-8 as he enters his senior year. Here's the 1-0. That'll miss low and away, and counts now 2-0.
2 balls, no strikes to Trevor.
2-0 count here to Rounds, followed by Charlie Simpson. Dawson Guest, the shortstop, batting cleanup. Ridge Lineback, the pitcher, batting 5th. J.J. Buckles, the first baseman, will bat 6th. Sudden Sonnenschein, the left fielder, batting 7th. Will Danberg, the right fielder, batting 8th. And Parker O'Brien rounds out the order as the third baseman. 2-0 miss well outside, and the count's now 3-0. And Dial will have to battle all the way back. Most likely be taking a 3-0 count here in the first at-bat of the season. 340 down the left field line, but only 326 down the right field line here at McKeague. 3-0 pitch. Rounds will take it all the way, and that's missing just a bit upstairs in a 4-pitch walk, and it'll be the first base runner of the ball game and of the season for Pierre. And it's now the number 3 hitter, Charlie Simpson. Simpson had one of the 3 home runs last year. Cade Kaiser, Sonnenschein, you heard 2 of those 3 in the opener. As the first pitch will be at the knees for a strike to Simpson.
Finds the zone with that one, strike 1.
As it's a .218 batting average for Charlie Simpson over the last spring. He had 12 hits and 55 at-bats with 2 doubles in that home run. Drove in 11 runs for the Governors last spring. That one will be a check swing in the dirt. The throw will go to second. The tag applied. He is safe at second, though. Rounds just barely beats it. And he is safe at second.
Trevor slides in safely. Runner at second.
And it's now a runner at second here with 1 out. And a 1-1 count with 1 out here in the top of the first. Here's the 1-1 to Simpson. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-2.
Swing and a miss, strike 2.
The Governor team struck out over 170 times last spring in their 24 games. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll be taken on the outside corner right at the edge and taken for the third strike. And there's now 2 down. And the cleanup man, Dawson Getz, will come to the plate. About 7 strikeouts per game for this Governor team last spring. Not a horrible number by any standards, but one that they would love to be lower. As Dial delivers the first pitch low for ball 1. Dawson Getz, 172 batting average last spring, 10 for 58. Just 1 RBI, but starting to find his way during the summertime. That one's upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. A lot of these guys were getting their first chance varsity-wise in the spring and then really continued to get more at-bats as the summer went on for Post State. And obviously all these guys, again, another year better, another year bigger and better. As this will get away to the backstop, it's now a 3-0 count, and over to third will be Trevor Round. So 90 feet away from the first runner to come in to score in our first game of the day and opening day.
3 balls, no strikes. Come on, Raiders fans, let's hear you.
So Getson, base hit probably was going to score rounds anyway, but now pass ball, wild pitch could score that first run. Here's the 3-0 from Dial. That'll be taken all the way and at the knees for a strike, and the count's now 3-1.
That one's in there called strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike.
So a 3-1 count. Rounds leads away from third. This will be fouled out of play, so the count's now 3-2.
Count to the batter.
So a 3-2 count, full count here to Dawson Getz. Ridge Linebach, the pitcher on deck. As the Govs look to strike here in this first inning. Here's the 3-2. And they call balk on Dial.
Balk call.
And that will score the run.
Trevor Rounds will touch home plate first
And
for this game, putting the Governors up 1-0.
Dial was more going from the
3 balls, 2 strikes.
windup that he has instead of the stretch, although he's coming from the stretch. But it gets called a balk on Dial, and so the walk Rounds took second on the pitch in the dirt, took third on the wild pitch, and then scores on the balk. And Post State Pierre will lead 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. So no RBI for Dawson Getz, but the Govs do get on the board. And now the bases are empty here with 2 outs. Here's the 3-2. That one's line foul to play on the right side. And we'll do it again here at 3-2.
Pipe on the third base side of the backstop.
Governor team, we look at last year, Nolan Peterson led the team with hits and with 25. George Stalley, Spencer Easlin each had 21 hits apiece. Stalley back with the team. Nolan Peterson will be back with Post State for a super senior year. Here's the 3-2. This will be popped foul. That'll get out of play right in front of us. And it remains full at 3-2. And a long first inning here for Jackson Dial.
3-2 pitch.
Long first inning here for Dial. This will be his 22nd pitch of this first inning. Here is the 3-2. That'll be taken for strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts to close out the side. There is one run on no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. But it is that one run that does score, and a 1-0 lead for the Governors at the end of the top of the first. We'll return with the bottom of the first. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Back in a minute. Motor Company is proud to sponsor the Pierre Governors baseball team this season. Just like the Governors, we believe in hard work, dedication, and striving for excellence every day. As these young athletes give it their all on the field, Beck Motor Company is here to deliver top-quality Chevy and Cadillac vehicles and unbeatable service. We're committed to supporting our community, and there's no better way to show that than backing our hometown team. Visit Beck Motor Company today and find the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle. www.beck-motors.com, 605-224-5912. Go Govs!
Walking together in faith, living together in faith, working together in faith, that's who we are.
Hi, this is Pastor Sam Hanschke. I hope that our athletes have an excellent and successful season. I pray that God would continue to richly bless them. I invite you to join me in praying for our athletes during the year.
We're Faith Lutheran and we are glad you're here.
We welcome you back. It is the bottom of the first and a 1-0 lead for the Governors, as it is the Stevens Raiders coming to the plate. Ian Beer will lead things off. He's the third baseman. Mason Brooks, the first baseman, will bat second. Jackson Dow, the pitcher, will bat third. Blake Olmstead, the shortstop, batting fourth. Ethan Wilson, the center fielder, batting fifth. Tegan Smith, the right fielder, batting sixth. Morgan De La Pena, the catcher, batting seventh. William Waddell, the second baseman, will bat eighth, and Ty Vallette, the left fielder, will bat ninth. Rich Leinbach is going to get the start for this Governor team, as he had a successful spring season, although he ended up getting hurt after just 3 starts and did not pitch and play the rest of the season. Went to 16 innings in those 3 starts, going 3-0, allowed just 9 hits in those 16 innings, 3 runs, but only one of them was earned. He had 6 walks and 27 strikeouts, a ERA at 0.438 and a whip at 0.938, and a batting average against a 164. He was excellent in his 3 games for Rich Leinbach, and we'll see how he starts this spring, as Ian Beer will be the first man to greet him for this Stevens Raiders team, who went .358 last season. First pitch will be high and inside for ball 1.
First pitch in there, ball 1 to Ian Beard.
And so for Leinbach, again, one, as customary for the first start of the season, will be on a pitch count anyway, but we'll see how long of a leash that Leinbach will have after dealing with that injury and not necessarily having to require surgery. Could have been a little bit worse than what it was, although it still was pretty bad for Leinbach to miss all of that season and not be able to play last summer, but has felt good and wants to be back to form that he was last spring. 3-0 pitch, that's over for a strike. It was an off-speed pitch. Sometimes when it's you gotta get the feel, and fastballs sometimes aren't going to get done, you just throw an off-speed pitch in there to get over for a strike. 3-1 pitch, that one's foul the way to the right. It's another off-speed pitch, and it's now 3-2. Full count here to Ian Beer, the leadoff man, after it was a 3-0 count. Leinbach looking to retire Beer, the 3-2. That'll be upstairs, and it'll be a leadoff walk to the third baseman.
Is on for the Raiders, and that's going to bring up number 8, Mason.
Here's Mason Brooks, the first baseman, a .423 batting average last season. And 6 doubles, 14 runs driven in, and Beer had 18 RBIs. 14 RBIs for Mason Brooks and a .423 batting average. They hit .324 as a team last season, did the 20-6 Rapid City Stevens Raiders. First pitch is popped up on the right side, foul territory. J.J. Buckles goes back fair. He will make the catch between him and Carter Shufflebein, trying to figure out who's going to take it. And the senior Buckles will make the play for the first outs. And it's now Jackson Dial. It is sudden sun and shine out left. Trevor Rounds in center. Will Danberg in right. Parker O'Brien, the third baseman. Dawson Getz, the shortstop. Carter Scheffelbein at second. J.J. Buchholz at first, holding on. Ian Beer, the runner. Charlie Simpson is behind the plates, as the first pitch will be upstairs for ball one now to Jackson Dial from Ridge Linebach. Jackson Dial hit .375, had 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 15 runs driven in last spring for the Raiders. This will be taken inside as well, and the count's now 2-0. Going through .324 batting average for this Stevens Raiders team as they got to the state tournament for the first time in their school history. The 2-0 pitch, that'll be low and away, and the count's now 3-0.
Jackson way ahead in the count, 3 balls, no strikes.
And for the Stevens team, and again, they added, there's 8 teams that made it last year, but Stevens was one of those top teams. Although they didn't win in that first round, I think they still probably would have been one of those 4 teams that were in the state tournament at the end of that spring. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Jackson Dial, and now it's Blake Olmstead, the shortstop. As Olmstead comes in, he hit .375 as well last year. He had 2 home runs. They had 6 home runs as a team. Both guys are, besides his 2 home runs, it was Morlang and Thompson that both hit 2 home runs for the Stevens Raiders last season. As we'll have a mound visit quickly here and try and settle down Linebach with runners at first and second here, and just 1 down here in the bottom of the first. 2 walks in this first inning here for Ridge Linebach. So Olmstead will get the sign down the third base line and dig in his first at-bat of the season. Early trouble here for Ridge Linebach. First and second with 1 out. Here's the first pitch. Again, that stays upstairs. Everything missing mostly upstairs. Been a couple times that they've missed low, but Parker O'Brien was starting to charge a little bit on the third base line. Never know if there's going to be any small ball to be played here for the Raiders. Although that Olmstead has got the power. There's a pitch that'll be, again, high, a little bit outside as well. And the count's now 2-0. It's pitch number 13 for Ridge Linebach here in the first inning. 22 for Jackson Dial in that first. Here's the 2-0. Again, missing high, and the count's now 3-0. The release point just a bit too high for Linebach right now. On deck, Ethan Wilson, the center fielder. Most likely taken all the way here. 3-0 pitch will miss outside, and it's now bases loaded on another 4-pitch walk.
For number 3, Ethan Wilson.
Ethan Wilson to the plate with the bases loaded and 1 away. Charlie Simpson now will go out and have a conversation with Linebach. And for Linebach, he can easily settle in this game. And we've seen him do it when it's been close to a calendar year since the last time he competitively pitched. Makes that a lot tougher.
Number 9, Brady Waddell is the courtesy runner on second for the pitcher, Jackson Dial.
Waddell is at second. He is running for Jackson Dial, the courtesy runner. And courtesy runners for the pitcher and catcher. The bases are loaded here with 1 away. Linebach will work back from the windup. Walk the last 2 batters of Dial and Olmstead, and he'll miss the first pitch here.
Outside, ball 1.
Bases loaded and 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. A 1-0 lead here for Pierre. But the Raiders are threatening to have a big inning. Linebach will step off and reset. And now Simpson will head back to the mound, and maybe miscommunications on some signs and making sure that they are going to get themselves on the right page. Bases are loaded here with 1 out in the bottom of the first. 1-0 count here to Ethan Wilson. Pitch on its way. That'll be missing upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. And the Govs have a deep bench. This is a Governor team that's got a full varsity and JV squad. Here's the 2-0. That'll miss outside, and the count's now 3-0, and Leimbach's in danger of walking in a run with 4 walks here in the inning. .30 pitch here from Leimbach. That'll miss for ball 4, and it is a 1-1 tie. It's the bases loaded still here for now Tegan Smith, the right fielder. So for Ethan Wilson, who last year had just 8 runs driven in, he does get an RBI on the walk. And it brings up Tegan Smith, who hit .353 last season. Had 23 runs driven in. And the first pitch will miss upstairs for ball 1. Another miss there from Leimbach. Look at that first pitch pop out for Mason Brooks. Leimbach has struggled to find the strike zone. There's a strike on the outside corner. He was a 3-0 count to open up the first batter and end up battling all the way back to make it 3-2. Here's the 1-1. That'll miss high and outside, and the count's now 2-1. Here to Tegan Smith. Some activity out in the left field bullpen now for the Governors. Here's the 2-1. That'll be missing just a bit high, a little bit outside as well. Looks like Porter Hunsley is the one that's warming up out for the Governors right now. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That'll miss as well, and it's another walk. And it's now a 2-1 lead here for Stevens in the bottom of the first. And De La Pena will step to the plate. So 2 runs here on back-to-back walks. And it's been 5 walks in the inning for Rich Leimbach. And as quickly as Porter Hunsley has to get ready, he's got to be ready to go here soon. Mound visit's already been used for the Governors and the coaching staff. So the next time they come out, they will have to take Leimbach out of the game. Here's the first pitch. That'll just miss hitting De La Pena as he moved back, but it caught the edge of the strike zone, so the count's 0-1. De La Pena had just 3 at-bats last season, went 2 for 3. Did not record an RBI, but he didn't score a run. This will be behind De La Pena, and it's now 1-1. The Stevens team had 162 strikeouts last season. I want to be upstairs, and the count's now 2-1. Averaging about 6 strikeouts per game, 1 less than what the Governors had during the year. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That'll be catching the inside corner again. Boy, that is a late break and right getting across the zone. And either De La Pena is right in on the plate, or that is a really tough pitch to hit. 2-2. That'll almost hit him. No, it did hit him. And so it is now a 3-1 game. So after it got close to hitting Leimbach hitting him a couple times, he does end up hitting De La Pena. And it's now another run that will score. And it's a 3-1 lead. And the bases remain loaded here in the bottom of the first inning. And William Waddell, the second baseman, the 8th man to come to the plate. And so far, just 1 man to put the ball in play, and Mason Brooks, who was retired on a pop out of the first baseman. First pitch at the top of the zone for strike 1 to Waddell. William Waddell, he went 2 for 39 last year. Didn't have the best spring for him with the Batting average at 51. That one will miss inside. The count's now 1-1. But as the new year begins, the new season begins, a chance for Waddell to, especially right now, start off in a good spot. He had 2 runs driven in last year and those 2 hits that he had. And he's got a chance to drive in a couple of runs right now with a base hit. He matched that RBI total in just one swing of the bat. If he finds a gap somewhere, he can exceed his RBI total from last year. Charlie Simpson went out to go talk with Leinbach again. And now here's the 1-1 pitch. That'll be missing upstairs, and the count's now 2-1 here to Leinbach.
The second baseman of the Raiders.
And we think that this might be Leinbach's last batter, with Ty Villette and the number 9 man to be on deck. Here is the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss as Waddell was fooled on the breaking ball. And the count's now 2-2. Looking for a strikeout pitch here for Leinbach. Double play ball would be nice as well. Leinbach will get the sign. Here is the 2-2. There's a half swing, but a full swing and a strikeout. And that will be the second out and the first strikeout of the ball game for Leinbach. And there's now 2 down. And it will bring up Ty Villette, the left fielder. Villette did not have any stats last spring, so this will be his first varsity opportunity here for the Stevens left fielder. A 3-1 lead here for Stevens in the bottom of the first. This is pitch number 35 for Leinbach. It'll be upstairs for ball 1. Closing in on a 40-pitch first inning, which won't get you very deep into a game. And if you're on a pitch count, probably won't get you much more out of this first inning. Here's a ground ball to the right side, but that is foul. And the count is now a ball and a strike. Here with 2 down in the bottom of the first. Crooked number on the board for the Raiders. 3-1 lead. But only 1 ball put into play. Everything's been 5 walks and a hit batter. There's a swing and a foul tip into the mid of Simpson, and the count's now 1-2. And Leinbach's a strike away from getting out of this first inning. Here we'll have Leinbach up first, followed by J.J. Buchholz and Sutton Sonnenschein. Here's the 1-2. It'll be over the top, and ducking underneath it was Villette. And the count is now 2-2. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Able to duck and drop the bats so it wouldn't foul away. Here's a 2-2 pitch. There's a swing and a pop-up. Foul territory that will get out of play to the left side, and it remains a 2-2 count.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
It'll be pitch number 40 of the first inning here for Ridge Leinbach. Here's the 2-2. That one is missing inside. The count is now full, and the count's now 3-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, so everybody will be off with the pitch. Be off with the pitch here with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. Leinbach will work from the windup. Here is the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout for Leinbach, and that will end the inning. But 3-run score without any hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We have played 1 full complete inning and a 3-1 lead for Stevens over the Governors. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
It is the top of the second and a 3-1 lead for Stevens over the Governors. And it will be 5, 6, and 7. Ridge Leinbach, J.J. Buckles, and Sutton Sunshine be the first three hitters here for the Governors. It's going to take I don't know why it's always so hard in the beginning of the spring, and it will be that way at the beginning of the summer too, that I'll be saying the Governors, and it'll be post-8. I do that every start of every spring and every summer. I always call the wrong team right away, but I'll get there. And it is for the Governors, Ridge Leinbach, J.J. Buckles, and Sutton Sunshine. Jackson Dial threw 22 pitches in that first inning and was able to work around the one-out walk, although it was a pitch in the dirt, a wild pitch, and then a balk that moved rounds to second, third, and scoring. And back-to-back strikeouts, backwards Ks to Charlie Simpson and Dawson Getz. So really the one mistake of that walk that got the Governors on the board in that first inning. As Ridge Leinbach will come to the plates. Leinbach hit .364 in his 22 at-bats in that early part of the spring last year. Had 2 doubles, 6 runs driven in, was one of the best hitters for the Governors in that time frame. And earned him a All-State recognition while missing basically 2/3 of the season because he was so good in that first third that the injury derailed him, and that didn't keep him from being an all-state caliber player. But again, this is for Leinbach, one of these first at-bats in just about a year for Ridge Leinbach. Here's the first pitch. He'll swing at that first pitch and foul it straight to the right side. And it's 0-1 here as a first pitch strike for Jackson Dial. But 5 walks in that first inning. Hit batter allowed 3 runs to score without any hits. 3-1 with no hits on the board for either side as we open up the top of the second inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll be taken on the outside corner, and the count's now 0-2 here to Ridge Leinbach. J.J. Buckholz will follow, and then Sutton Sunshine. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a ground ball right back to Dial. He'll stab it. The throw to first will easily retire Leinbach. And there's one down as the one pitcher grounds out to the other pitcher. And there's one down here at the top of the second. It brings up J.J. Buckholz, the first baseman. Buckholz went 1 for 12 in the spring. The bat started to get, again, hotter as the summer went on as well. Hope to see him start off on a hot streak. That's what can be the difficult thing of the spring season, is that the season moves rather quickly. I mean, the Governors played 24 games, 21 regular season games, and then those 3 postseason games. And trying to get as many at-bats and trying to get yourself going as quick as possible. Once the summer hits, it feels like you get a few more at-bats as the summer goes along, and not so much getting that at-bat, but just feels like there's more at-bats over the course of the summertime. Able to get you more into a rhythm once you hit the Legion season. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's a ground ball to the right side. That is knocked down by the first baseman in Brooks, and he will take it to the bag himself. And there's 2 down quickly here in the top of the second. And there we'll bring up now Sutton Sunshine. Sun and Shine went 167, 4 for 24. Did have a home run with 4 runs driven in. Had a home run back on the windy day in Sioux Falls over the spring at Harmon Park, where it usually feels to be about 20 mile an hour winds faster in the spring than they are in the summertime. Seems like we always go there in the spring, and every single time there's 40 mile an hour wind gusts. Wind is blowing out to center field here tonight. It will turn into a rather cool evening as the count's now 1-1. Here to Sun and Shine with 2 down and nobody on. 59 degrees right now. It feels like 47. Winds at 15 miles an hour. There's a foul ball out of the right side by Sun and Shine. The count's now 1-2. Again, this is the only doubleheader, the only games to be played here this weekend. They will not go to Sturgis tomorrow. The temperatures the way it are, the chance of precip of snow out there, as this one will miss low, and the count's now 2-2. They'll play just tonight in a doubleheader, and then we'll be traveling out east to Harrisburg next Friday. And that Harrisburg team, they're one of the favorites to open up the season, as they usually are. Here's the 2-2. That'll miss low and inside. The count's now 3-2 here to the sophomore Sun and Shine. Will Danberg, the right fielder, then Parker O'Brien. 7-8-9 right now here for the Governors. Sunshine looking to be a 2-out base runner for Pierre in the top of the second. Jackson Dial looking for a 1-2-3 inning. The 3-2. That'll miss outside for ball 4, and it is a 2-out walk. Second walk issued by Dial. And it's now Will Danberg. Will Danberg will get his first opportunities to swing the bats. He did throw 10 innings, 10 in the third innings last season, but did not swing the bat at all, so this will be his first varsity at-bat. As he digs in with a runner on first and 2 away here in the top of the second. First pitch here from Dial from the stretch. That one's grounded foul. And the count's 0-1 here to Will Danberg. Wind's starting to maybe swirl a little bit more now here in Rapid, as a quick little gust shoot through the press box here at McKeague Field. You can hear a little bit more on the microphone and the crowd mic. Here's the 0-1 from Jackson Dial. That was a chopper off the plate. It will be rolling foul. And the count's now 0-2. Quickly down in the count is Danberg. 0-2 with 2 outs here at the top of the second. This McKeague Field has got a lot of work done over the last couple of years. We come here every once in a while and find ourselves, the fence would be part out, and they'd have more of the orange fence that would be up. But they've really redone this and has made this a beautiful ballpark. Here's the 0-2 pitch right at the knees and taken for strike 3. And that will retire the side. Third strikeout for Jackson Dial. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the second. It is a 3-1 lead for Stevens over Pierre. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
It is the bottom of the second in a 3-1 lead for the Stevens Raiders over the Pierre Governors. And it's the back to the top of the order for the Stevens Raiders team. Ridge Leinbach will get a chance to start this second inning as he has thrown 41 pitches through the first inning. As Ian Beer, who led off with a walk, and everybody that reached base was either walked or Morgan De La Pena was hit by a pitch. Only Mason Brooks was the only guy to put the ball in play in that first inning. Here's the first pitch, and a swing and a miss as Beer is hacking right away. And the count's 0-1. Good first pitch strike there for Leinbach. See if he can settle in here this second inning. Probably won't go much more than that second inning with already 43 pitches thrown. And that'll be foul out of play, and the count's quickly 0-2. That's what can be the beauty of baseball, is that you might throw 41 in one inning, but you can get a 10-pitch inning and leave that outing, or get a third inning possibly. That one will be taken on the outside corner for strike three, and a 3-pitch strikeout for Ridge Leinbach. And that's a big first out. That's his third strikeout now of the ball game, and it brings up Mason Brooks, who is 0 for 1. Flew out to the first baseman, J.J. Buckles, popped out to him just at the first base line. The wind pushed it back into fair territory, and Buckles was able to make the catch. First pitch will be upstairs for ball one. First pitch at 6:02 Central Time. And again, we'll have coverage, if available. We'll have coverage of the NCAA tournament, and the basketball games that will be continuing and are continuing. They've already started those games. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Brooks. That one's grounded foul over to the third base dugout, into the third base dugout where the Governors are located. And the count's now 1-2, and Leinbach will be looking for his fourth strikeout. He's got 3 in a row to end that last inning and start this second inning. Here's the 1-2 from Leinbach. That'll bounce in and get to the backstop, and the count's now 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And also with the cancellation of that Saturday, the Saturday games in Sturgis, we'll have complete coverage of the NCAA tournament. This will be skied out to left field, but that will be foul. That one had really good distance there for Mason Brooks, but it does go foul, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Texas Tech and Florida, they'll play at 5:09, and then Duke and Alabama will follow that. And we'll have coverage starting at 4 o'clock. This will be flown out towards center field. Trevor Rounds racing over to it. He'll make the catch. And there's now 2 down. And it brings up Jackson Dial. So Brooks is 0 for 2, and the lone guy that put the ball into play for this Stevens Raiders team so far. Jackson Dial will come to the plate. He walked, had the courtesy runner for him, and his spot ended up coming in to score. The first 3 guys that walked all came in to score. Here's the first pitch to Dial. That will miss outside for ball 1. And that wind pushing out towards center field makes everything carry a little bit more, but Rounds played that one perfectly, and maybe reached back just a little bit at the end. There's a swing and a miss, as that one was at the top of the zone, and Dial swung through it, and the count's now 1-1. That was the 11th pitch of the inning for Rich Leimbach, who will try and get through these 2 innings. This will be popped out to right field. Will Danberg will start to come in. He'll make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Rich Leimbach. After the first inning of 3 runs on 5 walks and a hit batter, he goes 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the second, and it is a 3-1 lead still for Stevens at the end of 2. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Top of the third, it is a 3-1 lead for Stevens on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard, and it is 9-1-2. Parker O'Brien, Carter Shufflebine, and Trevor Rounds. If anybody reaches base, it'll be then Charlie Simpson. It was 41 pitches in the first inning for Rich Leimbach, and then 12 in the second inning. You go 1-2-3, you're going to have a nice tight inning of pitching for Leimbach and quickly get back to the dugout. That's what you want to see. And obviously, it's trying to get into the groove of the game and trying to settle in. And Leimbach obviously really settled in because he did it against the 1, 2, and 3 hitters. Not that the 7, 8, 9 is anything to scoff at or say, well, it's only the 7, 8, 9. But when you do it against the top of the lineup after having that first inning like you did, that is a good sign for Leimbach, whether he continues and throws another inning. 53 pitches, probably don't want to go up much more higher than that for Leimbach's first outing. We'll see what Coach Rowley is thinking and what they want to do and how Rich Leimbach is feeling as well. But you get that, at least if Leimbach doesn't come out there for the next inning, you have that good feeling of going into that next start, which could be next Friday already. You'll have the 4 days of rest and everything, but then it's a week away, so he'll be available regardless of how many pitches he throws at the end of this outing, as the first pitch will be outside for ball 1 to Parker O'Brien. O'Brien had just 2 at-bats last spring. He also dealt with an injury that kept him out, and we'll get back into the groove and back in the swing of things this spring and into the summer as well, as he is the opening day third baseman for this Governor team. It's in the number 9 hole, and then it's back to the top of the order. 1-0 pitch will miss low and away for ball 2, and the count's 2-0. Count here to O'Brien, the first man to hit here in the top of the third. Dial delivers the 2-0. Off-speed pitch, breaking ball that will break in for a strike, and the count's now 2-1. He's up to 40 pitches, is Jackson Dial, so he's still got a ways to go. But again, opening day in spring compared to at the end of spring or even that first summer game, you can really extend out at the end of the season and at the start of the summer season, as the count's now 3-1. We went 5 innings in that opener last year, giving up just 3 hits, only had 2 walks. He's already matched that in 2 innings in this contest. It's a 3-1 pitch. That'll be at the knees for a strike, and the count's now full at 3-2. That game last year was the frustrating start to the season because Pierre they had Stevens on the rope last year, had a 3-2 lead. Jackson Dial left the game, and Govs were up front 3-2, but an 11-run, 6th inning ended the game before the Govs even had a chance to hit in the 7th inning. 3-2 pitch is grounded to the first baseman, and Brooks will swallow that up and step on the bag himself, and the leadoff man is retired. Everything behind right now for this Governor team with the velocity that Jackson Dial has. Everything's been off to the right side. You know, Shufflebind didn't ground out to the third base or to the back to the pitcher. Started to put 5-3, but it was a back to the pitcher. Everything's been back to Dial or to that right side of the infield. Anything that's been put in play for the Governors. But here is Shufflebind that will step to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a ground ball back to the pitcher Dial. And that first pitch is at the top of the zone for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Shufflebind also dealt with the back injury over the course of the summertime. The spring and summertime, really. And at times was able to have a few more at-bats in a row than other times throughout the year. This will be grounded foul, and the count's now 0-2. And again, George Stalley not in the lineup today, and we'll see how tomorrow or next Friday goes as well. That hamstring injury that keeps him out, he's been nursing since the end of the football season. Here's the 0-2 now to Shufflebind. Swing and a miss, and pitch in the dirt. Tag applied by the catcher in De La Pena. And another strikeout for Jackson Dial, and there's now 2 down here in the top of the third, and it brings up Trevor Rounds, who walked and scored. He's the only man to reach base other than Sudden Sunshine on his walk, as that was strikeout number 4, and the first one swinging at that Dial is recorded here in the ball game, as he'll throw pitch number 47 here to Trevor Rounds with 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the third inning. Dial delivers the first pitch, and that was high and in tight for ball 1. Governor team's got a mix of some old guys and young guys. Around Simpson, Getz, Leimbach, Buckholz. Those guys all sit there as seniors. Then you get Sunshine, Danberg, O'Brien, Shufflebind, who's back to the top of the order for Shufflebind. And a lot of sophomores in there. So a little bit of some mixtures of the old and the young for this Governor team. A few more freshmen that are on the roster and on the bench that we may or may not see here today. We'll see what the lineup will look like for game 2 and how the rest of game number 1 goes. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a swing and a miss as Rounds was fooled by the breaking ball that missed well outside, and the count's 1-2 now. And Dial looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the third, trying to match what Leimbach did in the bottom of the second. It's all Porter Hunsley, a freshman, that was warming up in the left field bullpen in the first inning, has not gone back out there, so kind of leads it to me that Leimbach will go out for the third. 1-2. That'll be on the inside edge for Rounds, and that is taken for strike 3. And then back-to-back strikeouts for Jackson Dial. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the third. It is a 3-1 lead for Stevens over Pierre. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Step up to the plate with Kathy Sunshine Properties in Pierre, your go-to for buying, selling, and finding your perfect home. Whether you're looking for a cozy cottage or a spacious family home, Kathy Sunshine Properties has you covered. We're committed to helping you make your next big move, on the field or in your life. Ready to find your dream home? Call Kathy Sunshine Properties at 605-224-5588. Your home run in real estate.
It is the bottom of the third, 3-1 lead here for Stevens on the American Family Insurance. Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. Ridge Lineback will get a chance to throw here in the third as he's closing in on the 60 pitch count. He's at 53 right now through the first 2 innings of work, but he has retired 5 straight dating back to that first inning. And so is Blake Olmstead, the second baseman, to lead the shortstop, to lead things off. Ethan Wilson and Tegan Smith, 4, 5, and 6 here for the Raiders to open up this bottom of the third inning. A little bit of some activity out in the right field bullpen now for Stevens with 50 pitches thrown for Jackson Dial. And has gotten through those 3 innings. First pitch will miss low for ball 1. And it's, day 1, and you get each team's best. However, you probably get limited of each team's best, as this will miss outside. The count's now 2-0. You love to go out there and throw a complete game in that first game of the season, but in reality, it's a lot of pitches on an arm to open up the season, as that one is over for a strike. The count's now 2-1. You love for a guy to go a distance in that first game, but just odds are not going to unless he's very, very efficient. As the count's now 2-2 here to Olmstead as he swung and missed at that pitch at the top of the zone. He did walk and score in that first inning. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Leinbach will get a strikeout, and the confidence starting to flow a little bit more for Ridge Leinbach, as that is strikeout number 4 of the day, and it's Ethan Wilson who had an RBI walk in his first trip to the plate. I think that's one, Leinbach's up to 58 pitches, but he's really settled in, and the less stressful pitches right now, and worked himself into can still be a strong start here for Ridge Leinbach. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss just a bit outside, and the count's now even at a ball and a strike here to Ethan Wilson. Wilson, Smith, and then De La Pena, if any of the 2 reach base. This will miss just inside, trying to get the breaking ball to cut back at the edge of the zone. But all 3 guys, 2 walks and a hit by a pitch. That one is over for a strike, as it was Wilson that couldn't.
Great breaking ball.
He couldn't pull the trigger, and the count's now 2-2.
2-2 the count.
Here's the 2-2 from Leinbach to Ethan Wilson. That'll miss low and outside, and the count's full now at 3-2 as you are listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Just past 7 o'clock back in the capital city. The 3-2. That'll miss inside for ball 4. It'll get to the backstop, so a quick run to first base for Wilson, and he will stay put. And it brings up Tegan Smith, who also drew a walk. So that's Leinbach's 6th walk here in the ball game, and 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. It's a 3-1 lead for Stevens as we recap here the first 2.5 innings. Trevor Rounds walked, and then on a pitch in the dirt, wild pitch and a balk, was able to score in that first inning. But the Govs are still looking for their first hit of the season. Stevens Raiders scored 3 runs in the first inning, 5 walks and hit batter. With only 1 ball put into play, Leinbach's got 4 strikeouts. He'd retired 6 in a row before that walk to Wilson, as that pitch will be low and blocked up by Charlie Simpson. The count's now 2-0 here to Tegan Smith. He has the other, or one of those 3 RBIs. He also drew a bases loaded walk back in the first inning. Runner takes off. Pitch will be fouled off the leg of Tegan Smith, and the count's now 2-1.
Tegan Smith fouls that off his foot. We'll see another pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Leinbach was able to get 2 flyouts to end that bottom of the second inning. Now to Trevor Rounds in center and Will Danberg in rights. Both teams are still in search of their first hit, but we've got 4 runs scored between these two teams right now. 2-1 is fouled back, and the count's now 2-2. Trying to inside out that out in the left field for the left-handed hitter and Tegan Smith. Be pitch number 69 upcoming here for Ridge Leinbach. 2-2, runner takes off. That'll be taken low for ball 3. The throw to second is going to be in time, and the tag applied by Dawson Getz, and there's 2 down. Simpson throws out the runner trying to steal second. And a great job by Getz to quickly catch and drop the tag down to apply it to Ethan Wilson. And there's now 2 away and a chance for an unconventional 1-2-3 inning. This will be popped up. It is behind home plate. Charlie Simpson will call for it. He'll make the catch behind the plates, and that will retire the side. So the Governors, with the walk, still get out of it with no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. 3 completes here in opening day, game number 1, a 3-1 lead for Stevens over Pierre. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation has been building South Dakota for nearly 60 years. For all your site work, construction, and crane needs, AGE is there for you. If you need a boat dock and dock lighting, AGE has what you need. Visit their website, agecorp.com, or give them a call at 223-2732. AGE Corporation, providing high-quality services without sacrificing safety. Visit agecorp.com or call 223-2732.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
It is the top of the 4th. Jackson Dial remains in the game. And a little bit of activity in the right field bullpen, but Dial will look to get through at least 4 innings. He's thrown 50 pitches in the first 3 and has allowed just that 1 run on 2 walks so far. 3, 4, and 5 here for the Pierre Governors. Charlie Simpson, Dawson Getz, and Ridge Leinbach. He might reach his base, so he'll go to J.J. Buckles. And maybe we'll see if maybe Leinbach goes out in the left, or maybe not so much just left field, but goes out and plays the outfield at any point here, and we'll see how they want to play that. Obviously, with Leinbach in the lineup as a pitcher, same for Jackson Dial, you would assume that he'll move somewhere in the field after he's done pitching. As a number 3 hitter, you probably like to keep him in the game, so that somebody else will have to move around once these starters are done in this first game.
Charlie Simpson.
So Dial will finish up his warm-up tosses here in the top of the 4th inning. 3-1, Stevens leads over the Governors here in game number 1 of our doubleheader. We'll have game 2 that'll come up here in the
Raiders throw it around the horn again. Number 21, Charlie Simpson.
after we get through game number 1, right around probably about 30 minutes after our first game concludes, we'll have the second game of our doubleheader. Every one of these games for the Governors this year, which it was really the start of the season last year, we only had a couple single games with JV games prior to the varsity game. Here's the first pitch, swinging away and fouling it out of play for strike 1 for Charlie Simpson, who is 0 for 1 with the strikeout looking in the top of the first. But everything's scheduled for doubleheaders for this 2025 season. Probably only get to those single games. You will get to those single games potentially in the playoffs. Then in that state tournament as well. Here's the 0-1. That's over for a strike, and the count's quickly 0-2 here to number 3 hitter in Simpson. In Simpson last year, 218 in the spring, with those 2 doubles, a home run, and 11 runs driven in. Spencer Easlin led the team in runs driven in last year with those 12. But Simpson right behind him at 11. That 0-2 pitch will miss just a bit upstairs, maybe a little bit inside. The count's now 1-2. That's a tough pitch to take with an 0-2 count. Nolan Peterson led the team in batting average at .391. Of course, those 2 guys have graduated, but we'll see Nolan Peterson play coming up this summer as a super senior. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and Simpson is down on strikes for the second time.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's strikeout number 6 for Jackson Dial.
And it will bring up now Dawson Getz, who also struck out looking in his first trip to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Had a chance to exchange a couple texts with Chris Peterson, Nolan's dad, and he's looking forward to being back out in the baseball field coming up this summer, watching Nolan play for post-8 one more time. There's a first pitch that'll miss alone away for ball 1 to Dawson Getz. Scott Rowie is the third base coach for the Governors. First base coach is Derek Schuffelbein. Also, we got Coach Prunty in the dugout. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's over for a strike, and the count's now 1-1 here to Dawson Getz. And this Governor team, again, a change over the coaching staff for the first time ever. We've had maybe some assistant coaches come in and out and have joined and moved through the coaching ranks for the Pierre Governors. But Steve Gray had been the head coach since the start of this high school team. This will be flown out to right field, coming down the right field line. That will land just foul. As Tegan Smith, along with also Waddell, were both racing out there, and even Mason Brooks was making his way down the right field line, but it just landed foul. Dawson Getz nearly had the first hits of the 2025 season. That was Washington playing Sturgis. That was the one game that, besides Sturgis and Rapid City Central, that's the only other South Dakota game than this one to be played in the first, since last Saturday, first part of this season. That'll be taken for strike 3. Is off the glove of De La Pena. He'll throw to first and retire Dawson Getz for the second out. That was, I wouldn't say necessarily right down the middle, but that was definitely a pitch that De La Pena was probably saying, well, there's got to be a hole in my glove to not catch that one. But he does make the play to first, and there's now 2 down, and it's Rich Leinbach who grounded back to his counterpart, Jackson Dial, in his first stab at. He's 0 for 1. I say that because Washington just knocked off Sturgis 28-4 in that game. A 28-run first game, or first South Dakota game for Washington. Sturgis 0-2 to open up the season. Rapid City Central beat them 8-3 last weekend. There have been some Class A versus Class B games. There's a line shot into center field, sinking for a base hit for Rich Leinbach. And it is our first hits of our season for either side, with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. And it's now J.J. Buckholz to come to the plate. We get a courtesy runner here for Rich Leinbach. It'll be Aiden Johnson that will run here for Leinbach, who has really settled the game and then gets the first hits of the 2025 season. First pitch to Buckholz is at the knees for a strike, and the count's 0-1. There's 11 guys that are listed on the roster as substitutes for this Governor team. There's a ground ball that'll be up the middle. It'll be off the glove of Dial. He's able to pick it up and flip it over to the first baseman, Brooks. And that will retire the side. So the 2-out single is left stranded. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. To the bottom of the fourth, it is a 3-1 lead for Stevens over Pierre. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Are you a farmer in the Highmore area? Do you need a trusted partner for your grain and agronomy needs? Look no further than AgTegra. AgTegra is built on a legacy of farmer-owned cooperatives, providing superior service and relentless innovation for generations. We're committed to your success and the safety of our employees and members. For your grain needs, call Chance Scott at 605-846-1099. And for all your agronomy needs, reach out to Cole Hamlin at 605-871-9572. AgTegra, growing together for generations.
Hello, I'm Pastor Jeff Lathrop of Pierre First United Methodist Church, and I'd like to invite you to join us in person for worship on Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. or 11 a.m. You can also join us on Facebook Live or on KCCR 1240 a.m. or 98.9 FM for our Sunday morning broadcast at 11 a.m. Come worship with us at First United Methodist Church, where you will find open hearts, open minds, and open doors.
It is the bottom of the fourth and a 3-1 lead for the Raiders on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. Ridge Leinbach will work into the fourth inning. He's got 70 pitches right now, so he's kind of been extended out here in this opening game of the season. Morgan De La Pena, William Waddell, and Ty Vallette, 7, 8, and 9 for the Raiders here in the bottom of the fourth. De La Pena was hit by a pitch. He was close to being hit a couple times that end up falling in for strikes and then end up getting hits with the bases loaded. And that's forcing that third run before it was back-to-back strikeouts for Leinbach to finish off the first inning. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. And Leinbach is ahead of the first man to open up this bottom of the fourth inning. Closing on the halfway point of this first game of the season. That'll miss high and away, and the count's 1-1. And just one hit between the two teams. Leinbach's 2-out single up the middle. The only base hit so far. Here's the 1-1. That one's over for a strike. The count's 1-2. 2 walks for Jackson Dial on that base hit that he's allowed. After that first inning, and really after the first 6 of the 7 guys reach base, there's only been one that has been able to reach on a walk from Leinbach, as it counts now 2-2. It really turned into an unconventional 1-2-3 inning with the caught stealing as well. As that one will be taken on the outside corner for strike 3. De La Pena does not swing in any of those strikes, and there's one down. And another strikeout for Ridge Leinbach, as it'll be strikeout number 4. Make that strikeout number 5 for Leinbach. And it brings up Waddell, who isn't one of those 5 strikeout victims. So Leinbach has faced the minimum of the last 9 batters, with only that walk, the blemish for Leinbach. But again, Simpson caught him stealing, as the first pitch is missing upstairs for ball 1. Here in the bottom of the fourth with 1 out and nobody on. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll miss outside, and the count's 2-0. Two-0 pitch here from Leinbach will catch the inside corner. I don't know if Waddell really liked that one, but the count's now 2-1. He is 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Is William Waddell. Trying to get his first hit. He had just 2 hits last spring. And they will check him to see if he went, and he did not go. That was very close. And the count's now 3-1. It's close to being maybe a called strike, but also close to a swinging strike there for Waddell. But the first base umpire says he did not go. So it is a 3-1 count. Here to Waddell. That'll miss inside for ball 4, and it will be a 1-out walk.
Will Waddell brings up number 6, Ty Vallette.
And here is Ty Vallette, who is Again, one of those 5 strikeout victims. He struck out to end that first inning, where all 9 guys came to the plate in that bottom of the first. We've seen some zeros on the scoreboard since then. With 1 out, this is the number 9 man. Not sure if they'll go small ball or not. Might not be a bad idea. Maybe try and force the Governors to make the play. Linebach steps off, trying to see if maybe Villette would show a bunt if he was going to or not. Villette did not, and now he will show a bunt as that pitch will come in, and it'll be a foul ball as it hits him in the box.
Fouls it off. No balls, 1 strike.
That was very close because Villette's got to be all the way in the box when it hits him on the bunt. Probably was still in the box, and it's harder to see where it's at, but if he's outside the box after he bunts the ball, that wouldn't be an out. But it is 0-1. Here to Ty Villette. We'll see if the bunt is still on. Showing bunt again. He pulled it back, and I believe he pulled it back just in time. They will check, and he did pull it back in time, did Villette. That was very close again. Did not offer at it, and the count's now 1-1. And Coach Rowley is asking the umpire to make sure that he did not offer at it, and I don't think he liked the answer to it. I mean, it was a lot of times, sometimes it can be close, but that one was, I don't know, that was closer than what you usually see when the man pulls his bunt back. Here's another bunt attempt. The runner will take off for second. The throw is going to be in time to get him again. Villette stepped in front of the plate as well, and Coach Rowley is looking, well, maybe looking to make sure it was a strike. It is a strike, and Simpson has thrown out another runner. Could have been batter's interference as well with Villette missed it, that he was right over the plate, but Simpson didn't bother him and was able to gun down another man trying to steal. 1-2 pitch. That'll be taken for strike 3, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. And again, the minimum hits in that 4th inning after the caught stealing for Charlie Simpson. And there is 4 completes between the Governors and the Raiders, a 3-1 lead. As we head to the top of the 5th inning, Stevens on top. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR. You're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're in town for the big game, why not stay where the view is just as great as the action? American in Fort Pierce sits right on the river, offering beautiful scenery, relaxing comfort, and easy access to the ballpark. After a day at the Diamond, there's nothing better than unwinding by the water, and the American always hits it out of the park. Stay by the river. Stay in comfort. Call 605-223-2358 to book your room today. American, where the river meets relaxation. Step up to the plate with Overhead Door Company of Pierre. Like your favorite team, we deliver reliability, strength, and top-notch performance. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been the most respected name in the industry. From commercial or residential repairs to full upgrades, our team of technicians stand ready to provide winning results. Don't let a faulty garage door strike you out. Look for the signature red ribbon and call the industry MVP at 605-224-6200. Bring your garage door game to the big leagues.
It is the top of the 5th, and a still 3-1 lead for the Stevens Raiders team as Jackson Dial works into that 5th inning. 61 pitches through 5. Double barrel action out in the right field bullpen for the Stevens Raiders. And we'll see again, we'll see where exactly that pitch count goes to. We're going to have some more action in the left field bullpen as well for this Governor team. With 84 pitches for Ridge Linebach, you would expect, again, that probably has got to be pretty close to where they want to see him go, and maybe a little bit farther than maybe what they were expecting or wanting. But you think about the amount of pitches that were thrown in that first inning and where Linebach was to the first. He threw 41 pitches in that first inning, and he's thrown 43 in the last 3 innings. So he really settled into the game and is limited and really hasn't had too many stressful pitches. high stress pitches with the fact that the two guys that reached base on 2 walks in the 3rd and 4th inning were both thrown out at second trying to steal. So nobody reached scoring position in that 2nd, 3rd, or 4th inning. And since the hit batter of De La Pena in the 1st inning, it's been the minimum that Limbach has seen with, again, only the 2 blemishes, the 2 walks, but both been retired, being caught stealing. First pitch will be at the knees for strike 1 to Sutton Sunshine, who drew a walk in his first trip to the plate. Besides Limbach's hit in the 4th inning, just Sunshine and Rounds were able to reach the first time through the order. Here's the 0-1 here from Jackson Dial to Sutton Sunshine. That one's fouled back to the screen, and the count's quickly 0-2 here to Sunshine, the left fielder. Looks like Dawson Getz is the one warming up in the left field bullpen right now for the Governors. Here's the 0-2 from Jackson Dial. That one's fouled out of the right side, and the count remains still at 0-2. Be pitch number 65 of the day for Dial. And the senior gets warming up, which I think at this point will probably signal the end of the line for Limbach in his first start of the season. 0-2 pitch, that'll be ripped down the right field line, but that will slice foul. And it remains at 0-2 here to Sunshine. He really established himself as one of the top hitters and probably finished the season as the top hitter for Post 8. At least most consistent hitter throughout the entire summer for Post 8 after just his freshman year. Here's the 0-2. That one's fouled out of play on the right side again. And another 0-2 pitch upcoming. And at the very least, it is upping the pitch count here for Dial, who is trying to get through 5 complete on opening day. And for Limbach, the old saying, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And he's going to have a lot more confidence in that second start than what could have been after really struggling in that first inning. That one will miss low as Sunshine has worked his way down to a 1-2 count. And that one did not feel good to the catcher in De La Pena. Regardless of how this game ends for the Governors, it will be much better for Limbach through that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning. Again, a 3-1 deficit when he leaves. Again, whether they come all the way back and win the game, whether it ends up being just still a loss for the Stevens Raiders, or excuse me, a loss for the Governors to Stevens, that this is a much better start for Ridge Limbach and for Pierre.
Turns to action.
As the 1-2 count here, after De La Pena shakes it off, Dial will come set and deliver the 1-2 pitch. This will be fouled again out of play, and Sunshine has continued to work his way through this first at-bat at the top of the 5th inning. As always, 7-inning games, 10-run rules are in effect after 5. And we'll have a break between games 1 and 2. This is a later start and probably the latest that we will start all season. Time will be called here by Sunshine. While we start at 5 o'clock Mountain Time, we start at 6 o'clock Central Time. So we, again, one of the latest starts. Here's a line shot back up the middle. That is through for a base hit for Sunshine, and he is, after a long battle, wins that battle and gets the second hit of the day for the Governors. And the leadoff man is aboard for the first time here today for Pierre. And it's now Will Danberg. 7-8-9 here for the Govs that will try and climb back into this one down by 2. And it's Will Danberg who struck out looking his first at bat to the plates. And temperatures will continue to fall as we go throughout the night, as expected. This will be a pickoff attempt and diving back in safely. Well, excuse me, the first pitch was taken first strike. Looking at the temperature, the throw went to first base, and it is diving back safely as sun and shine. Looking at it to be in around the 40s by the time that we're done here tonight. Maybe mid-40s by the time that we're done here this evening. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That will be off the glove, taken off for second. The throw to second is going to be wide of the bag. Sun and Shine is into second base with the stolen base after just bouncing off the glove of De La Pena. And it's a 1-1 count. And Sun and Shine is now at second. And just like it was in that first inning for Rounds to score, the start here for Sun and Shine to get from first to second. On a pitch that was missing but not gathered up cleanly by De La Pena. So now Sun and Shine leads away from second. We'll have a time call. De La Pena will make his way out and have a conversation with the starting pitcher, Jackson Dial, making sure that they're on the right page on number of signs, whether it be taking the second, third, maybe the first sign. Usually you won't go the first sign. Making sure that Sunshine can't pick up what will be thrown. The game within the game of baseball. But a runner on second here with nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Dial comes set and the 1-1. Swing and a miss by Danberg, and the count's now 1-2. Pierre's home opener coming up on April 17th. We've got 4 sets of doubleheaders, or at least back-to-back games, because they'll travel out to Sioux Falls and play in the border battle, and they won't play a doubleheader, but they'll play back-to-back games against 2 different teams on that weekend, the 3rd weekend of the year. Well, next weekend will be in Harrisburg, and then the following weekend they'll be in Sioux Falls for the border battle. Then April 17th, that Thursday, will be the home opener for the Governors. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Danberg. That is on the outside corner for a strike, and that will be strike 3. And there's now 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. And the second time that Danberg goes down on strikes. And now here's Parker O'Brien. He ground out to the first baseman, Mason Brooks. In his first at bat, he's 0 for 1. And we get back to the top of the order for Shufflebine. And Rounds, hopefully to try and maybe drive 1, if not maybe 2 runs in. A pickoff attempt, they will throw it to second, but Sun and Shine was standing back at the bag, and second baseman Waddell caught it off the bag. Dial didn't throw it very hard to second base. Here's the first pitch that is cut on and a foul tip into the mitt for strike 1. Here to Parker O'Brien, counts 0-1. Sunshine leads away from second. See if the number 9 man can come through and deliver the first RBI of the 2025 season. That'll be taken on the outside corner, and the count's 0-2 now here to O'Brien. Again, Rounds with the balk that drove him in, so no RBI recorded, which was to Dawson Getz in his at-bat. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball right side. That'll get through for a base hit. Rounding third is Sunshine. He will come in to score easily. And O'Brien, the number 9 man, delivers the RBI single into right field. And Pierre cuts it to a 3-2 game. And it's back to the top of the order.
Number 10, Carter Schiefelbein.
So Schiefelbein now to the plate. O'Brien, who did have an RBI, but did not have a hit. So that is his first varsity hits. Second RBI of his varsity career. And the Govs are down by 1, 3-2. On the American Family Insurance Brittany Schiefelbein scoreboard. It is now for Carter Schiefelbein, who is 0 for 2. Ground out to the pitcher dial and struck out swinging in his 2 trips to the plate. Runner on at first now with 1 away. First pitch, Schiefelbein off the handle. The only play will be to first as the second baseman Waddell will field it and will throw it on to retire Schiefelbein, but does move the runner to second. And a base hit from Rounds could tie the game up. And so now there's 2 away. Schiefelbein does move the man over to second, but on a chillier evening, doesn't feel too good in the hands for Schiefelbein. Batting gloves only goes so far on a hit off the handle. But here's Trevor Rounds now. Runner on at second again with 2 away. Base hit can tie the game up, especially off with contact. You expect that O'Brien would be able to score as the first pitch is cut on and missed by Trevor Rounds. Being able to go on contact, especially if he gets to the right side or just in general, doesn't have to be on the ground at all. And with 2 outs, be off with the crack of the bat. As it counts to 0-2 now to Rounds. A big spot here for Pierre, trying to tie this game up at the top of the 5th inning. It'll be pitch number 80 for Dial. Might be the last one that Dial sees. Might just be his last inning. Here's the 0-2. That'll be off the glove. The throw to third. It is in time to get the runner on at third and O'Brien. As it was picked up by De La Pena, he threw it over to third to retire O'Brien on the 3rd out and end the inning. And so the tying run is thrown out, trying to get 90 feet away. But there is a run that does score on 2 hits in the inning. No errors and no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It is 3-2. Governors down by 1. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Is your roof ready for the next South Dakota storm? Don't wait till it's too late. For over 25 years, Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction has been serving Central South Dakota with quality roofing and construction. He has now added gutters. We offer dependable service, guaranteed workmanship, and no unnecessary flash or fuss. Just reliable protection for your home. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction. Experience you can trust. Call today, 605-280-8133. Karsten Erickson Roofing and Construction, serving Central South Dakota for over 25 years. Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Well, Dawson Getz will be the new man on the mound here for the Governors as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. And Getz will take over for Leimbach, who really settled in. He ended up throwing 84 pitches in total.
Number 7, Dawson Getz.
And for Leimbach, he went 4 innings, giving up 3 no hits, 3 runs. All 3 of them being earned, 7 walks and 6 strikeouts, and 84 pitches thrown. As we'll wait to see all the changes here and trying to catch all the changes as well. But it will be the top of the order for Dawson Getz to face. Ian Beer will lead things off. Beer, Brooks, and Dial will be the first 3 hitters. Dial does get through 5 complete innings and has the lead going into that 6th inning, whether it be 3-2 or maybe ends up being a little bit more. Dawson gets through 4 innings and 4 relief appearances as the first pitch will hit Beer. Not how you want to start.
First pitch of the game.
And it's a hit batter.
Hits Ian Beer.
And it'll be a runner on first here with nobody out, and it brings up Mason Brooks. So it will be Leinbach that will move over into left. It'll be Sonnenschein that goes from left to right. Again, gets obviously on the mound. Schuffelbein will go from second to short. And Hudson Stoscher is in the game at second. First pitch will miss low for ball 1 to Mason Brooks. So Hudson Stoscher will get his first chance. To be on the field for this Governor team, as that one's over first strike. The count's now 1-1. Go back to Dawson Getz. 4 innings pitch in 4 relief appearances. And 6 hits, 6 runs, 3 of them earned. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. The ERA at 5.25, the whip at 2. That'll miss low for ball 2, and the count's 2-1 here to Mason Brooks. Obviously, that ERA and that whip is, I wouldn't say more inflated, but just when you only have 4 innings of work in a season, that's not going to give you a real good indication with stat-wise of how good that Getz can be. As it counts now 2-2. Probably look more, really probably want to be looking more at what Getz did and what some guys have done in the summer last year. And for Dawson Getz, he threw 15 1/3 innings and just had 1 start over the summer, an ERA at 6.39 and a whip at 1.82.
Ian Beer scampers back safely. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
15 1/3 innings pitch over the summer, so a course of 19 innings from spring to summertime for Dawson Getz. We asked a few more innings this year. This will come in and hit now Brooks.
Hit by pitches, puts 2 runners on.
And it's first and second now with nobody out. He was a strike away from getting that first out, but now Getz has hit back-to-back guys. And it's first and second for Jackson Dial, who can help his cause, who most likely won't be on the mound in the 6th and 7th inning for the Stevens Raiders. But he can extend that lead out to try and get him a first game win.
Let's go Raiders fans, let's make some noise.
Dial walked in the first inning and then flew out to right to end the second. Part of that 1-2-3 second inning for Ridge Leinbach. Getz will come set from the stretch. Here's the first pitch. There's a swing and a miss by Dial on the outside edge of the portion of the plate.
First and second. Raiders still looking for their first hit of the ball game.
And what really helps what Leinbach was able to do is settle in these Stevens hitters to not be able to really get any kind of groove, because Dial has not come to the plate since that second inning. Now here at the bottom of the 5th, there's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 0-2. And Leinbach went 4 innings, not allowing a hit. You can get a reprieve of that first inning. And Charlie Simpson will make his way out and talk with Getz, maybe thinking that the runner at second might have picked up on the signs and relaying those back to Jackson Dial, which is all well within the ramifications of the game. The sign stealing scandal from the Astros, which was much different than trying to pick up the signs from second base, or if your catcher's not good enough and he allows you to see the signs from first or third. 0-2. There's a fly ball out towards center field. Trevor Rounds will get behind it. He'll make the catch. Runner will fake the tag at second. A good throw from Rounds in, and there's now 1 down, and a good play all the way around for the Governors And there's one down here in the bottom of the fifth.
Out number 1, and that's going to bring up number 22.
Blake Olmstead will come to the plate. He's 0 for 1. A walk and a strikeout. And runners at first and second, one down. So now ground ball can get you quickly out of this inning. Great play there by Rounds. He made sure he was behind it enough. Obviously, the wind was kind of carrying it out a little bit farther. Wind's kind of calmed down some. Pickoff attempt at second, and the throw almost got into center field. Hudson Stosher was able to reach out to make the play. It was a good play there from the Governors. Good thought. Almost was executed to allow that runner to get to third base, but Hudson Stosher reached out to make the catch. Here's the first pitch. There's a line shot caught by the third baseman. The throw back to second. They'll double him off. Don't need a ground ball. Get the line out. So Parker O'Brien stabs it over at third and then fires a second to double off Ian Beer, and that retires the side.
Sweet old lady on a motorized cart.
And it's a no runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. We have played 5 completes, and it is still a 3-2 lead for Stevens over Pierre. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Want technology solutions you can trust from a neighbor you know? Comtech, locally owned and serving Pierre and surrounding area since 2009, is dedicated to keeping your home, farm, and business connected and secure. We offer a full range of services, from audio and video, security, surveillance, and networking with expert installation and support. Visit our storefront, call us at 605-224-4066, or visit our website, comtechplus.com, to experience the Comtech difference. Comtech, your local technology experts.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
Well, Jackson Dial will try and get through 6 innings of work. He's got 81 pitches, so if he would go the full 105, he's got 24 pitches remaining. And that does give him a chance to maybe go the distance. But it will be 2, 3, and 4. Trevor Rounds, who ended that last inning at the plate. O'Brien was thrown out trying to take third on a pitch in the dirt. With then Charlie Simpson and Dawson Getz, 2, 3, and 4, here to open up this top of the 6th inning. So this is a big inning to try and get through Jackson Dial. They've had some action in the bullpen, and their numbers are cut off right at the fence line. It's hard to tell what number they are. The way that fence is lined up, it's really hard to see what exactly for each guy that's come out for Stevens. I think they've been 2 to 3, 4 or 5 different guys that have been warming up across the portion of this ball game, which might be somewhat not so bad to keep guys loose. Maybe they're just playing a little bit more catch. Obviously, one is warming up right now with the catcher down in the crouch position, as Trevor Rounds will step to the plate. But not entirely sure if that's Ethan Wilson or who that might be. Again, with the way the fence is, the number is pretty much blocked from me. So Rounds is 0 for 1. This would be somewhat technically the 4th time that he is facing Jackson Dial, but only the 3rd official plate appearance, as the first pitch is over for strike 1 after he got a chance to see Dial in the top of the 5th and now opens up the top of the 6th. He never finished that full plate appearance. That 0-1 pitch drops in. The count's now quickly 0-2 here to Rounds.
Finds the white part of the plate, called strike 2.
0-2 count here to Rounds, followed by Charlie Simpson and Dawson Getz. 2, 3, and 4 for the Governors. Here's the 0-2. That will be just a bit outside, maybe a little bit high. And the count's now 1-2. That's a tough pitch to take if you're Trevor Rounds with 2 strikes. But he does live to fight for another pitch. Trying to be a leadoff man to get on base. Leadoff man scored in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-2. That is outside, and the count's now 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And now 20 pitches remaining for Jackson Dial at the maximum. Obviously, he can finish the at-bat, so he'd have to start his at-bat with 104 pitches and then can go as deep as he needs to in that at-bat. Here's the 2-2. That'll miss inside. The count's now 3-2. So Rounds, who hasn't had any, has not had the shoulder leave his, or not had the bat leave his shoulder. Easy for me to say. Not had the bat leave his shoulder in this at bat. It's worked its way from an 0-2 count to now being 3-2. Chance to be the leadoff man on base. Full count payoff pitch from Dial to leadoff man Trevor Rounds. That one's foul out of play. And we'll do it again here at 3-2. Here at McKeag Field, post 22, post 320. Their field's just here in the same parking lot. Yeah. At the 22 field, most likely at the 22 field for the Veterans Classic coming up in June. I see exactly what pool they're in. They could play at 320 as well. Here's the 3-2. That one's upstairs, and it will be ball 4. And Rounds, after being down 0-2 in the count, does draw a leadoff walk. And it's now going to be Charlie Simpson, but will this be the end of Jackson Dial's evening on the mound? 87 pitches for Dial.
Time is called. We got a mound visit.
With guys in the bullpen warming up, nobody has really moved from the dugout. And Malloy Dial having a conversation with Jackson Dial. Probably be more of settling him into this inning, trying to get through 6 complete. Rich Leinbach threw 84 pitches. And it will be the end of the day for a Dial on the mound. So we'll have a pitching change. We'll tell you about that coming up next. Back in a minute. You listen to Pierre, Governor of Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
When you're looking for quality trash pickup services, look no further than Envirotech. 6 days a week, their trucks are on the road picking up trash, even holidays. They're also the place to contact for recycling services. Their friendly, professional staff is ready to assist with weekly pickups or even special pickups. Check out the website at envirotechwaste.com. Envirotech is locally operated. Call 224-4804. Envirotech Waste Services in Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
When life throws you a curveball, May Adam Law Firm in Pierre is here to help you knock it out of the park. For over 130 years, we've been providing trusted legal expertise in business, family law, criminal defense, and more. Proud sponsors of this season's baseball action, we're committed to serving our community, both on and off the field. Need legal advice? Step up to the plate with May Adam Law Firm. Visit mayadam.net or call today. May Adam, South Dakota's law firm since 1881.
As we welcome you back, it is the top of the 6th, still with a runner on at first and nobody out. And Jackson Dial will stay in the ball game, and we'll tell you exactly where everything will go. But it will be Brady Waddell that will move into the game. Although I don't see him listed on the lineup card, but obviously could have been added after I got the picture taken.
Defensive change for the Stevens Raiders.
So it is. We'll have more changes than just the pitcher coming in, but Brady Waddell will move in for Will Waddell.
Brady Waddell will inherit a runner at first.
And then it will be
no one out.
Austin Floor that will be the new catcher for De La Pena.
First batter that he will face will be number 21, Charlie Simpson.
And Floor will move in for De La Pena in the batting order. So Charlie Simpson is the first man to greet Brady Waddell. And the first pitch to him will miss inside for ball one. You can't close the book yet on Jackson Dial, who went 5 innings. Gave up 3 hits, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts, but he is responsible for that runner over at first base. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll be at the letters for a strike, and the count's 1-1 here to Simpson, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Dial has moved over to third base, and Beard now to second. So that will be the full switches. Simpson now showing bunts. He will bunt it down the third base line. It'll be fielded by Dial. The only play will be to first, and they will get that complete sacrifice for Charlie Simpson. And a 5-3 sacrifice bunt, and the number 3 hitter does his job to move the tying run into scoring position. For now, Dawson Getz, who can help himself out on the mound and tie this game up with a base hit. So it's Brady Waddell who will come step from the stretch and deliver the first pitch to Dawson Getz, and missing inside for ball one. Get more action in the right field bullpen for the Stevens Raiders. No stats on the mound for Waddell for Stevens last year. Here's the 1-0. That'll miss inside. That's off the glove into third base. Will easily go for rounds on the wild pitch. And the count's now 2-0 here to Getz, and a fly ball can get the job done. Maybe a ground ball somewhere up the middle, just not back to the pitcher, can get the job done to tie the game up. Brady Waddell, he went 1 for 2, so he didn't, batting-wise, 1 for 2, so he didn't get a whole lot of action for the Stevens Raiders last year in varsity time. 2-0 pitch. That is flown out towards right center field, back towards the wall, and that will land between the right fielder and center fielder. Getz will pull up at second. He's got an RBI double, and it's a 3-3 tie. An in-scoring position for Dawson Getz as he ties the game up and puts himself into scoring position with only 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And we'll bring up Rich Leinbach, who is now off the hook. We have a courtesy runner. I think we're going to have a courtesy runner for the pitcher Getz. I think they're going to walk Ridge Leinbach anyway. They'll hold him until. So Coach Rowley, I think he wants to make sure that he wants to make sure he does everything in the right fashion, so he doesn't put his pitcher out of the game or have to lose a guy. But Rich Leinbach will then now be intentionally walked. Aiden Johnson will be the courtesy runner again for the pitcher. This time now forgets the pitcher. But now here's J.J. Buchholz, who is 0 for 2, first and second with 1 out. So the double plays back in order by walking Ridge Leinbach, who had the first hit for the Governors. They've got 4 hits right now. He walks on the intentional walk, so first and second, 1 away. J.J. Buchholz a chance to give the Govs their first lead of the season. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it back for strike 1. The RBI double for Dawson Getz tied the game up 3-3. So Jackson Dye will not factor into the decision, as will Ridge Leinbach not factor into the opening day decision. So on the hands of the relievers now, and Brady Waddell for Stevens and Dawson Getz for the Governors. That'll miss outside. The count's now 1-1. Getz has thrown just 10 pitches in that first inning that he had in relief. Again, you can officially close the book on Jackson Dye. Went 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. That'll miss outside. The count's now 2-1. Ridge Linebaugh gave up 3 runs in 4 innings, no hits, 7 walks, and 6 strikeouts. 2-1 count here to J.J. Buckles. That one's fouled again at the plate by Buckles, and the count's now 2-2. On deck, Sutton Sunshine, who's been on base twice with a walk and a single.
Need some chatter, Raiders fans. Let's help out our pitcher.
First and second. 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Here's the 2-2 from Brady Waddell. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now full at 3-2.
Just in, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Still just 1 out, so runners won't be off with the pitch. Big spot here for J.J. Buckles, the senior. The 3-2. That one will miss inside for ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. And the Govs are just 90 feet away from taking the lead. And here is Sutton Sunshine, who has been on base all, 2 times, trying to make it all 3 times. If he does, that will most likely mean that the Governors have at least a 1-run lead. The bases are loaded with 1 out. It is Johnson over at third, running for Getz, Linebaugh at second, and Buckles at first. Big RBI double, 3 walks in the inning, 1 being an intentional walk that was the decision by the Stevens coaching staff, more so than Brady Waddell walking anybody. It was a walk that was issued to Rounds to open up the inning from Jackson Dial. First pitch, that will get to the backstop. Coming in to score, and it's a 4-3 lead. The Governors will open up and have their first lead of the season on the wild pitch. And it's 4-3 Governors on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflemine scoreboard. Their first lead tonight. Big 2-run inning and threatening for more. Infield will come in all the way around. They're trying to keep that runner over at third in Linebaugh. Sunshine will take that one high for ball 2. And now things have kind of gone back the other way here for the Governors after so many walks in that first couple innings, and especially that first inning. Now the Governors are finding the fortune of some misplaced pitches. There's a swing and a foul by a Sunshine. The count's now 2-1. On deck, it will be Hudson Stosher, who is in place of Will Danberg. Two-1 is over for a strike. The count's now 2-2. Well, the Govs pick up their second lead. They had a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. But they're looking more to have a lead through the full inning right now. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Sunshine will be a strikeout victim, and there's now 2 down. And it's now Hudson Stosher.
11, pinch hitting.
Hudson Stosher moved into the second base spot after Linebaugh went out of the game or went to left field. Hudson Stosher came into second, so this is his first at-bat, first varsity at-bat, and a big spot for him as well. First pitch was up near the eyes and inside, but he couldn't keep from pulling the trigger, and swings and misses for strike 1. Runners at second and third, 4-3 lead here for the Govs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss low, and the count's even at a ball and a strike. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Ethan Wilson, Tegan Smith, and Austin Floor will be the first 3 hitters in that bottom of the 6th inning. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Hudson Stosher looking for that base hit. Another sophomore for this Governor team. Parker O'Brien, who had the game's first RBI for the Piers, on deck. There's a ground ball to the right side. It'll be fielded by the second baseman. And Beer, the throw will be wide of the bag, and both runs will come in to score. It'll be a 2-out error. That 2 runs will score to make it a 6-3 lead. And then air charge to the second baseman. Beer, Leinbach, and Buckles both come in to score. And the inning continues. Big unearned runs against the Raiders. And Pierre takes doubles up now, Stevens, 6-3. Parker O'Brien, who in that top of the 5th, an RBI single, made it a 3-2 game at the time. Got the Govs within 1. Now a 4-run 6th inning. Pickoff attempt and diving back in safely is Hudson Stosher. You are listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station as we're now past 8 o'clock Central Time back in the capital city. John Wickler with you on this Friday night. Jen Brazilius back at the station. Swing and a miss by O'Brien. The count's 0-1. Pierre got their first run by Trevor Rounds walking in the first inning, and then pitch in the dirt that he took second. A wild pitch got him to third, and a balk brought him in. And it was 5 walks and hit batters in the bottom of the first that scored 3 runs for Stevens to take a 3-1 lead. This will hit O'Brien up near the shoulder blade and up near the collarbone, and he will make it first and second. And it's now Carter Shufflebein, the 9th man to come to the plate here in the top of the 6th inning. And Shufflebein's got a chance to extend this lead here for the Govs. It stayed 3-1 all the way until the top of the 5th, where both pitchers really settled in. And it was a RBI single for O'Brien, and then now here in this inning, an RBI double from Dawson Getz, along with an error that scored 2 runs, a wild pitch as well that scored a run as the first pitch over for strike 1 to Shufflebein. And the Govs are still threatening here in this 6th inning. Here in game 1 of our doubleheader. We've got another game coming up after this one. We've got a long way to go still here in game number 1 as it one is over for a strike on the breaking ball that catches the top of the zone and really hit the middle of the zone. The count's now 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Swing and a miss. No, he fouled it off. Couldn't see where the ball, did not see the ball go back into the fence. The count remains at 0-2. Lights are on here at McKeague Field. But not helping my vision any. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That'll be taken at the knees for strike 3, and that will retire the side. But not before 4 runs score here at the top of the 6th. And it is a 6-3 lead for the Governors now over the Stevens Raiders. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebein Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Bottom of the 6th, it is a 3-run lead for the Governors. 6-3 in the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Ethan Wilson and Tegan Smith and Austin Floor will be the first 3 hitters. It is 5, 6, and 7 for the Raiders. And Dawson Getz now pitching with the lead. He'll be trying to work his way through this 6th inning and put the Governors in a spot to extend the lead in the 7th and try and pick up the first win of the season in Game 1.
Raiders will try to dig out of a 3-run hole. 2 at-bats left. Let's go, Raiders.
Dawson Getz works from the windup. Here's the first pitch to Wilson. That one's fouled straight back. First pitch strike there for Dawson Getz. It's big to get those first pitch strikes, especially as we get late in this ball game, and it's important all the way in total. But here in the shutdown inning and a chance to deflate the Stevens Raiders, if you can get ahead early and stay ahead, that one just missing outside, and the count's now even at a ball and a strike. Here to Ethan Wilson, who is not recording an official at-bat yet, walked twice. As this will be flown out towards left field. This will be his first at-bat. Ridge Leinbach will back up on it, and he'll make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired to kick off the bottom of the 6th inning.
Number 11, Tegan.
And now here is Tegan Smith, who is 0 for 1. He walked in the first. Both Wilson, Smith, and then Morgan De La Pena, who will not be hitting. It will be Floor that will be hitting in that spot. But those 3 guys had RBIs. One between Wilson and Smith, each had a walk RBI with the bases loaded, and then a hit by pitch for De La Pena. This will be flown out towards left center field. That's the first hit of the ball game, and that'll be out into the gap for extra bases. Rounding at second is Smith. He will pull up there, and Tegan Smith has got a double, a 1-out double, the first hit of the season for the Stevens Raiders. It comes with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Austin Floor.
And now it's Austin Floor to the plate. So Floor's first chance to swing the bats. He went 2 for 3 last year with a double and 3 runs driven in for the Raiders. After an 0 for 1 first game for De La Pena. First pitch right back up the middle. That's a base hit into center field. Bobbled out in center field. The throw will come towards the plate by Rounds. It'll be wide, and it's going to be a RBI single to make it a 6-4 game. And Floor wasted no time by swinging at that first pitch. And back-to-back hits after being stymied all the way to 5 1/3 innings of hitless baseball. Back-to-back hits, back-to-back pitches, scoring a run to make it 6-4 now on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. Well, there still is 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th, and a ground ball can get you out of this inning. It was a double play in the 5th inning as well for Dawson Getz. Here's the first pitch. That's over for strike 1. He was able to get that double play and a line shot that O'Brien was able to make the catch. We do have some activity in the left field bullpen for the Governors. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's quickly 0-2 here to Brady Waddell, who came in for Will Waddell, who will finish his first game going 0 for 1 with a walk. He was caught, one of those 2 caught stealings from Charlie Simpson. 0-2 pitch, wants it high, doesn't get it high, and is golfed out towards left field. Ridge Leinbach will come in, though, to make the catch. Didn't have as much carry as it looked like it was going to have initially off the bat. And Leinbach has made 2 catch out and left, and there's 2 away. And it will be another new hitter for the Stevens Raiders, as it will be Camparetto that will hit. Caden Camparetto will get his first varsity swings. First pitch to him will be over for strike 1 as the lefty is looking to reach base with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Ty Villette went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1. That one's fouled over towards the third base dugout, and the count's now 0-2. Looking to get out of this inning here, Dawson Getz. He's faced, now this will be his 6th batter, but he's only thrown 10 pitches so far. This will be the 11th pitch of the inning. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball the right side. J.J. Buckles is able to slide over, make the catch, and step on the bag at first to retire the side. Great defensive play by J.J. Buckles to take away hits. And it's a 6-4 lead for the Governors at the end of 6 innings. Ahead of the 7th. Pierre up by 2. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. As we welcome you back is the top of the 7th, and the Pierre Governors leading 6-4 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebine scoreboard. And it will be 2, 3, and 4. Trevor Rounds, Charlie Simpson, and Dawson Getz against Brady Waddell, who is now on the hook for this ball game. Dawson Getz got a chance to pick up the win. As long as the Govs get those final 3 outs in that 7th inning, they will have the lead going in the bottom of the 7th, but can they add to it here in this top of the 7th inning? And with the heart of the order coming up, you expect with the Governors scoring 4 runs last inning with the same start to the order, they want to add another 4 runs to this 6-4 lead. This is game 1 of our doubleheader. We've got another one coming up after this one. It's been I wouldn't say a long game to open things up, but the amount of walks, well, it'll be Nolan Williamson that will be the new pitcher for the Stevens Raiders, as Waddell goes just that 1 inning, and we'll get you a total on him here in just a moment. But Williamson will be the pitcher, and his will be his first chance and his first opportunity to pitch for the Raiders varsity team. I won't tell you any other changes, but Brady Waddell goes 1 inning, giving up 1 hit, 3 runs, but none of them earned. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts, and throwing just 28 pitches. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Trevor Rounds, who is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss slowing away, and the count's 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
So it is Camparetto that is out and left, obviously, as he was hitting for Villette. Everything else will stay the same from where it was at the end of that last inning. That'll be flown out of play, and the count's now 1-2. And we'll try and have some coverage of the NBA or the NCAA basketball tournament, if that allows us. Michigan State and Ole Miss coming down the wire. That'll be taken on the outside corner. And that one was a tough one for Rounds to take, and that's the first out. And there's one down here in the top of the 7th, and it brings up Charlie Simpson. First pitch will miss upstairs for ball 1.
Ball had a whole lot of movement on it, but not enough to get into the zone for ball 1.
Simpson is 0 for 2 at a sacrifice bunt. in that last half inning, or in the last inning in the top of the sixth. As the count goes to 2-0 here to Simpson. Here's the 2-0. That'll miss as well outside, and it's quickly a 3-0 count. Here to the number 3 hitter with nobody on and one out here in the top of the seventh. Most likely be taken all the way. Dawson Getz, Rich Leinbach, and J.J. Buchholz all ready to hit in this seventh inning. 3-0 pitch, taken all the way and over for a strike. Still good hitters counting here for Simpson. Again, 340 down the left field line, 326 down the right field line, 390 out towards dead center. 3-1 is missed low and away, and that'll be a one-out walk issue to Simpson.
Walk will bring up number 7, Dawson Getz.
And now here's Dawson Getz, who had a RBI double that tied the game at 3. And he ended up scoring that go-ahead run to make it a 4-3 game. While his spot, Johnson ended up scoring in that spot, but ended up scoring to take a 4-3 lead on a wild pitch. And a 2-out error that allowed 2 more runs to score. Made this a 6-3 lead, now a 6-4 game as that first pitch is at the knees for strike 1. And we continue to drop that temperature. It's 51 degrees, feels like 41 now here in Rapid City. Just got past sunset. Here's the 0-1. That'll bounce in and right at the feet of Floor, so no chance for Simpson to take off for a second. And the count's even at a ball and a strike. For Stevens, it's the top of the order, and that's, if you're going to be down going to the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th, you want that top of the order coming up. That's exactly what they have. That'll miss low and away. 2-1 now to Getz.
2 balls, 1 strike to Getz.
But just 2 hits so far for Stevens, coming in back-to-back pitches in that 6th inning. But did score that run to make it 6-4. Taking Smith with the double, and then an RBI single on the next pitch by Austin Floor, the catcher. There's a ground ball to the right side off the end of the bat. It'll be fielded by the first baseman, Brooks, who bobbles the ball, and everybody's going to be safe. Brooks was looking to go to second. Well, it was going to be his only play, but he couldn't hang on to it. And it allows it to be first and second now with 1 out. And it brings up Rich Leinbach. Be interesting to see how that's scored. A tough play for Brooks to make, but I know he'll be one to tell you that he should have had it. They'll have a mound visit as well. But I don't know if even with the clean play, if he was going to get Simpson out at second. They are going to rule it an error on the first baseman in Brooks. So it's first and second. Well, they have a hit up on the board for here at McKeag Field. Pierre Game Changers got it as a error on Brooks. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Ridge Leinbach, who is 1 for 2. Got out of the pitcher dial in the 2nd inning. Singled for the first hit of the ball game for either side in the top of the 4th. That was intentionally walked and then did come in to score on that 2-out error. Here's the 0-1. There's a chopper that is going to be fouled down the third base line. Leinbach was trying to hang with that breaking ball and was leaning off to his left.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And the count is now 0-2. Here to Ridge Leinbach. And we'll have a courtesy runner now as Johnson will go back to courtesy run for Dawson Getz. As Getz will get ready to try and finish off that 7th inning. Aiden Johnson back over at first base to run for Getz. Here's the 0-2. Here to Leinbach. Swinging and a miss. Leinbach was well laid on it, and that will be strike 3. Leinbach maybe is hoping that it could have been a foul tip, but he didn't get a piece of it. So there's now 2 down, and it brings up J.J. Buchholz, who will try and extend this lead out for this Governor team with first and second and 2 away. Be a big insurance run to get for this Governor team with the top of the order due up in the bottom of the 7th for Stevens. Here's the first pitch. That'll miss. That'll get away from the catcher, and everybody will move up 90 feet. And so now a base hit could score 2 runs to double up the lead again. Wild pitch makes it second and third. And now we'll get a courtesy runner for Charlie Simpson. And so it's second and third. We'll see who that courtesy runner is. This being the first time that Simpson has been on base.
Number 14, Jaron Deal.
So Jaron Deal will be the courtesy runner. Base hit can score 2 for Buckles. That will be off the glove, but knocked down by Floor, and the count's 2-0. Buckles, he is 0 for 2, ground out to first baseman unassisted play by the first baseman Brooks in his first at bat, grounded back to the pitcher in the 4th, and then walked in the 6th. This will be a foul tip as Buckles was trying to check his swing, but he's just got enough in the zone of that bat that it ends up just tipping away from him, and the count's now 2-1. Beer, Brooks, and Dial, the first 3 hitters in the bottom of the 7th for Stevens. A 6-4 lead for the Governors right now here at the top of the 7th. Here is the 2-1. Swinging a foul at the plate, and the count's now 2-2.
2 strikes. Come on, Raiders fans, we got to make some noise for Nolan.
Williamson trying to keep this a run-free inning with his team down by 2. Looking for his offense to get that best opportunity. That'll be taken for strike 3 as the curveball fell through the zone. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Williamson. No runs, no hits, an error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the 7th. Governors 3 outs away from picking up a Game 1 win. They lead at 6-4. Back in a minute here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre.
Swing for the fences with a great deal from Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. Whether you need a powerful truck, a fuel-efficient sedan, or a spacious SUV, they've got the perfect lineup to keep you on the road and in the game. Don't strike out. Stop by today or visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota, where the best deals in town are always in play.
Ian Beer will lead things off to open up the bottom of the 7th inning. Top of the order for the Stevens Raiders. And this is this 7th inning that the Govs can hold off the Raiders top of the order. They have a shot they will win this first game. I thought maybe they would appeal it down to the first base umpire. They do not. The count's 1-0 to Ian Beer, who is 0 for 1. He walked and was hit by a pitch. He also struck out looking. He'll be hit by a pitch again. And so not the start that Pierre was hoping to have. Now Beer was doubled off in that 5th inning when he led off the inning being hit by a pitch. Mason Brooks, I don't know if you want to play with fire though. So Mason Brooks will come to the plate. He is 0 for 2. He was also hit by a pitch back in that 5th inning. Popped out to the first baseman, flew out into center field. I think Beer's going to come out of the game. So they will have a pinch runner for him.
Number 23, Jace Thompson.
This Jace Thompson will be the runner for Beer. Although I believe they could come back in the game, but also at this point, he's an important run to have and get ready for Beer for game number 2. So there's a runner on at first and nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Tying run is now at the plate for the Raiders. Dawson Getz will throw pitch number 23 in his 3rd inning of relief of Ridge Leimbach, who threw 84 pitches and really settled in after that 1st inning. First pitch will be upstairs for ball 1. Ground ball will be big. You're not at the point where you're looking to sacrifice bunt because you need 2 runs, not just that 1. So won't be a bunt yet. If there's 2 runners on, maybe they think about it with nobody out. Trying to put both guys in scoring position. Here's a line shot, and there's a base hit, and it's 1st and 2nd with nobody out.
Mason Brooks drives.
So Brooks will get his first hits.
For a single, and that's going to bring up number 21.
And now it's Jackson Dial. Now, the number 3 hitter, you're probably not thinking about laying down a sacrifice bunt. Coach Rowley will make his way out to talk with everybody.
Prior to Jackson stepping in.
And we'll see what the strategy might be here because it is 3, 4, and 5 with runners at 1st and 2nd and nobody out. This is exactly what Stevens was hoping to have, get their first 2 guys on. They're going to pinch run again. Maybe add a little bit more speed to the base pass, knowing exactly how important those now 2 runners are. Jackson Dial, he's 0 for 2. He walked in the 1st, and then he flew out to right, and then flew out to center in his 2 trips to the plate.
Getz will remain on the mound for the Governors. However, we do have a pinch runner for Mason Brooks over at 1st.
Jackson Dial will dig in. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. And we have a baseball that made its way out in the field, or a wiffle ball that made its way out in the field. I wouldn't think there could be a hidden ball trick anywhere, especially with Getz on the mound. That would not have ended well for the Governors. Here's the first pitch. Swinging a foul back.
Fouls that one off.
And the
One
count's
ball, 1 strike.
0-1. I don't believe it's 1-1. I think it's 0-1. 1st and 2nd. Nobody out. That one will miss.
2 balls,
Low and
1
away.
strike to Dial.
That's a 1-1 count. Getz will come set. Here is the 1-1 pitch. That one's fouled back, and the count is now 1-2.
Fouls that one off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
First, they got their say it's 2 balls, but the first one was a ball that got into play where it was Charlie Simpson picked it up. It's actually a 1-2 count right now. A chance here for Dawson Getz to try and get a strike out of Dial. 1-2. Comes inside, and the count's now 2-2.
Ball 2.
That one was close to hitting Dial, which would have loaded the bases with nobody out. And this is a big spot. Number 3 man. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. You're not out of the woods if you retire Jackson Dial, but it certainly helps get this first out. 2-2 pitch. That is taken for strike 3 on the outside corner for out number 1.
That's out number 1.
Right on the edge. It's a tough spot. That's a great pitch by Dawson Getz. It's a great pitch. It's hard to do anything with it. And Dial looks at strike 3, and there's the big first out. Now a ground ball can end the ball game. Blake Olmstead, who is 0 for 2 with a walk, strikeouts, and a line out to the third baseman. Parker O'Brien made that snag over at third that started a 5-4 double play. This will be popped up, right side, backing up. Hudson Stosher will go back. He'll make the catch for the second out. Coming in was the right fielder, Sunshine, who made sure that he wasn't going to run into Stosher, but was able to back him up, and there's now 2 down and a big second out. And now a chance to win game number 1 here for the Governors. Ethan Wilson also 0 for 1. He's walked twice, was caught stealing. He flew out to the left fielder line back. Tying run still over at first base, but the last 2 have been retired. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch. That is just missing outside for ball 1. This will be pitch number 33 upcoming here for Dawson Getz. Who's looking to close out this game. He'd be the winning pitcher if the Governors are able to close it out. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-0. Not a bad pitch there from Getz. However, the next 2 guys are the 2 guys that have base hits of the 3. Mason Brooks obviously had the 3rd hit, but Tegan Smith and Austin Floor both have the 2 hits last inning, which were the only 2 hits to that point. Here's a fly ball to center field. Backing up is Round, still backing up. He'll make the catch, and Pierre will win game number 1, 6-4. As they score 4 runs in the top of the 6th inning and hold off a first and second, nobody out, bottom of the 7th, as Getz retires the last 3 in a row to win it 6-4 in game 1. We will head back for a 3-minute break. We'll come back and recap our first game. 6-4 win for Pierre over Stevens. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR, and you're watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
For over 60 years, Birding Electric has been powering homes and businesses across central South Dakota. When you need reliable electrical service, trust the experts with decades of experience. Whether it's a simple residential repair, a complex commercial installation, or even electrical work on your farm, Birding Electric has you covered. And if you're tired of searching everywhere for that hard-to-find bulb, Birding Electric carries a wide selection of bulbs, including those hard-to-find fluorescent and specialty options. Visit us at 2903 East Elizabeth Street or call today, 605-224-8684. Venture Communications has deep roots in rural South Dakota. Venture now proudly provides fiber to the home with 100% of our customers, enabling them to enjoy super fast and reliable internet connections. We'd like the opportunity to keep you in touch with the people and resources that matter most. 100% fiber and 100% committed to rural South Dakota. Call Venture Communications today at 605-852-2224, 605-852-2224, or online at venturecom.net.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you.
Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
As we welcome you back, it is a Game 1 win for the Pierre Governors over the Stevens Raiders. John Wick, they're with you on this Friday night. As it was a 1-0 lead for Pierre after the top of the first. Trevor Rounds got on base and worked his way around without being driven in. He ended up scoring on a balk that made it a 1-0 game. But then it was 5 walks and a hit batter in the bottom of the first, hitting from Ridge Lineback that scored 3 runs, made it a 3-1 lead for Stevens. But then it was settling in for Ridge Lineback the rest of the way. He ends up throwing 4 innings, giving up just those 3 runs, no hits, 7 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So he had 2 more walks the rest of the way through those 4 innings, and he had 84 pitches thrown. Dawson Getz came in through the last 3 innings and only allowed just the 1 run on 3 hits and 1 strikeout on 34 pitches. But it was the top of the 5th inning where Parker O'Brien got the RBI single to make it a 3-2 game. Sunshine led off with a single. He was on at second and ends up making it a 3-2 game for O'Brien. And then an RBI double for Dawson Getz that ties the game up. And then a wild pitch where Getz's spot where Aiden Johnson ended up scoring to make it a 4-3 lead. That's where they took the lead. And then a 2-run error with 2 outs in the inning gave it a 6-3 lead. And they were able to hold on for a 6-4 win, where the first hits for Stevens came in the bottom of the 6th inning. It was a double by Smith and then a RBI single from Floor that made it a 6-4 game, but that is as close as Stevens was able to get. They had first and second with nobody out, but a strikeout for Jackson Dial, and then Blake Olmstead popped out to second, and then Ethan Wilson flew out of the center fielder in rounds to end the ball game. And Pierre wins game number 1 6-4, and a comeback win after they really settled into the ball game, down 3-1, and end up winning 6-4. Dawson Getz will get the win as he again goes those 3 innings, giving it the 1 run on 3 hits with a strikeout. And Brady Wandell will be the losing pitcher, although he didn't give up any earned runs. 1 inning of work, 1 hit, 3 runs, no earned, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts, as he will be the losing pitcher. Both Jackson Down and Ridge Lineback look good in their first start, but do not factor into the decision. Time of the ball game was a 2-hour and 31-minute affair for game number 1, and we've still got another game left to go for our opening day doubleheader between Pierre and Stevens. What we will end the video here for game number 1 on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We'll get that second video up and not so much going, but ready to go for game number 2 coming up here in just a little bit. We will also hear from news director Zach Nelson. His news will be coming up here shortly, and we'll get a little extended break from game 1 to game 2 and get you set for our second game here in just a little bit. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. A 6-4 win in game number